jealousy. What we are saying here by your presence and all of our presence is that we've got to change on a national level and on a state level. I think the President spoke poetically the other day in his State of the Union address. I, like probably most of you, thought that he would start with a message about what happened in Newtown and what has happened in places across our nation and the number of lives we lose on a daily basis to gun violence. I thought he would start there. But what he did was the right thing. He talked about all of the policies that we need to have a stronger nation, to have a stronger economy, to get people back to work, to protect people's rights. And then he came back to the issue which perhaps is so dear and so close to all of us here in Connecticut since the 14th of December. He came back to the issue about what are we going to do to protect our fellow citizens? What are we going to do to protect our children now that they're under open attack? And the message that he gave, I think in some senses, speaks to his frustration and the frustration of everyone here. When people will block an up or down vote from a common sense principle that is supported overwhelmingly by the citizens of the United States and by the members of the NRA, something is wrong with our politics when we can't have a vote on what we know we need to do in this nation. When we are willing to take democracy and make it not work so that we can have our way, there is something wrong. And when that's over the issue of a gun, there is something greatly wrong with our country. Mr. President, thank you for your passion and compassion. I note that the NRA thinks that the Newtown effect will go away. I think you're right. It won't. But there's also another warning in this. Every day that we delay making common sense changes on a national basis is a day in which more innocent individuals will die because we failed to act. What's going to happen in this nation is that Newtown has forever changed it. The NRA cannot confuse people into believing that all gun sales should not be subject to a background check. They can't do it because the American people have seen what happens in place after place, in movie theaters, in airports, on streets in Hartford, on streets in many of our cities. We've got to change, and we cannot let what happened here in Connecticut ever be forgotten. We have to use it as our justification for making the kinds of change that we all desire seeing. We will not rest until we have changed America. We will not rest until we have changed Connecticut. We will not rest until we have done that which makes our children safer. Thank you, and God bless you all.